Communities across the country and across New Jersey are adopting complete streets. Complete streets is an approach to designing roads for everyone: drivers, pedestrians, bicyclists, and transit users.
Now at the DOT, we know that we need the automobile, but there are times where the automobile just doesn't work or people want a different mode for transportation. And our robust Complete Streets program is making that happen here in New Jersey.
The Complete Streets concept to us in Ocean City is just what it sounds like, a street that's capable and accommodating for all users, bikes, pedestrians, and autos.
Our goal was to really integrate safely by teaching motorists, pedestrians, and cyclists how to coexist.
In Hoboken, we already have a pretty good set of complete streets in the city, but there's always more work to be done, and there's always better ways to better utilize this limited amount of public space.
We saw what other people were doing in other places, the Berkeley Boulevard, Portland, Sanibel Island, Florida, Hilton Head, South Carolina. They were implementing these safe streets, and we knew we could do it here.
For decades, roadway design has focused on moving as many cars as quickly as possible. These incomplete streets have imposed costs in the form of reduced safety for pedestrians and cyclists. Incomplete streets have other costs. Many members of the community depend on a safe walking environment. In particular, non-drivers such as the young, the elderly, the disabled, and the economically disadvantaged. Everyone needs opportunities for regular physical activity to stay healthy and minimize medical costs. In addition to the safety, mobility, and health benefits, Complete Streets helps reduce personal transportation costs and manages auto-related congestion and pollution.
The Haven Avenue bike path evolved because Haven Avenue is where the old train ran down the middle of the town. And early on, there was a group of people who said, let's put a bike path here. They were changing about an 8-block section, and they decided not to put in the bike path. We were very upset. We're like, are you kidding me? All we're asking for is 4 feet of asphalt, and they didn't build it. But we said, you know what? If you're not going to continue our little asphalt space for bikers, we'll just take the whole street. And that's essentially what happened.
The committees that have been involved in this issue have been very effective in bringing it forward, bringing it to the forefront, and really raising awareness. And when you have such an active and informed constituency like these folks have become, it makes decision-making easier for elected officials.
As we move forward with the concept, what we found was an overwhelming support from the community. We had community meetings, and surprisingly, everyone in attendance wanted us to make this happen. From the PTA, the community arts projects, the police department, we had a lot of support in the community.
There's been significant support throughout the past couple administrations for this project. Some of our police officers in particular have been at the forefront of it. There's no question this concept makes us a safer community and a better community. We did a lot of research about 5 years ago on why people visit Ocean City and why people invest in Ocean City. And safety was the #1 priority in both interest groups. So this is very consistent with that.
We tried to do it in a very cost-effective way. We were talking about stop signs and paint, and our road signs were actually donated by the community. So it was a very inexpensive project. The Community Arts Project is a group that were excited about the project, wanted to get involved and really help make this a special place. So they've introduced art onto the route. That includes a sculpture at 9th Street, a bike sculpture. They did a mural. They've done 3 community quilts, which is our street painting that acts as traffic calming, but it also brought the neighborhoods together when that project was being done. Haven Avenue now is really a special space for bikers, for runners, for pedestrians. It's quiet, it's friendly, it's really become a social space.
As the concept developed, other things became attractive and interesting to us, and things that in reality we were going to need some funding assistance with. We've reached out to DOT early in the process, and it's very consistent with things that they advocate as well, and we have had some and hope to have some continuing partnerships with DOT.
Ocean City's made complete streets a part of our way of life, but it's very encouraging when you see the DOT come in and really put their money where their mouth is and make a commitment to complete streets on their projects. The Route 52 causeway connects directly into the city's Haven Avenue Bike Boulevard almost immediately upon touching down.
The Route 52 project has a number of amenities and features that complement Ocean City's Complete Streets efforts. It's going to have a separated bike and pedestrian lane, fishing piers, recreation areas like boat launching and bird watching areas and things of that nature.
The community is very excited about this project. I get daily phone calls from residents wanting to know when different aspects of the bridge are going to be open and when they can start to utilize the facilities. They're waiting to get on this bridge.
About a year ago, Bike Hoboken decided just before the annual Street Arts Festival to go out and rent a table and to go have a banner made and try to register some members and see if they can get some support. We were able to get 200 signatures in the first day alone, and we're just about 700 now. We don't advertise. It's word of mouth. It's just seeing us out on the streets. We're young, we're old, we're families, we're professionals. We're on all various types of bikes, from high-end road machines to even my little beater bike. Basically, it's just a group of folks that have one common mission, getting from A to B safely and being part of the fabric of town and having a place here on the streets.
Complete Streets is making an effort to accommodate as many different modes as possible on city streets.
Complete Streets has really helped the city of Hoboken. It's a very vibrant community. We have lots of great shops and restaurants. We have a very strong arts community. We're very proud of making Hoboken a walkable, livable community.
One of our strongest legislative actions was to adopt a Complete Streets resolution, which gave me the go-ahead to make sure that bicycle facilities were absolutely accommodated as part of the Complete Streets approach for all of our roadway designs. We're focusing on bicycling in Hoboken because there's already plenty of accommodation for pedestrians and motorists in the city. Bicycling makes perfect sense in Hoboken, and it's a great way to get around.
Just to get to local shops, go food shopping, go to bookshops. What easier way than commuting by bike? Most of our residents commute in through either the tunnels, the bus, ferries, and in a lot of cases, using a bike is part of that commute. If you just walk down to the PATH train, just right down here, you'll find almost 200 bicycles parked there every day of commuters going into town. There really is a need here. There's a need for bike lanes, there's a need for bike racks, safe parking facilities.
We took a first big step by nearly doubling the amount of bicycle parking facilities we had around the city. We also implemented a sponsorship program to allow local businesses and residents to sponsor bike racks where they see the greatest need for them. And we're including installation of bicycle parking around the city.
Getting started with Complete Streets, I think, is first a matter of really talking to the community, just having community meetings, talking to the community about this is why we're concerned. It's for public safety reasons. It's to improve the quality of life for all residents, and it's to support the local economy. Advocacy has been a really important part of working with elected officials, so persuading them that this was an important direction to go.
Bike Hoboken played a critical role in our second phase of bicycle lane implementation because it was a much heavier lift. We were looking to implement many more streets with bicycle lanes, and we needed that critical advocacy from the community, and that's exactly what that bicycle advocacy group did.
We started talking on the streets with people. We handed out flyers where we wanted to initiate and bring you, the commuter, the roadie on the weekend, the mountain biker in, and help us bring 10 more miles of painted bike lanes and safety to Hoboken so again we can coexist. We got a unanimous vote that night. It's been approved. They're going to be putting in 10 miles of bike lanes in addition to what we have now.
The City Council recently adopted an ordinance that establishes bike lanes throughout the city, including their locations and classifications. And that's really important to making sure that bike lanes are a permanent component of the streetscape. We started out by painting our own bicycle lanes using oil-based paints. The next step is to contract out to a vendor for thermoplastic striping as we start to expand. But to get citywide implementation, it's most cost-effective to purchase the thermoplastic equipment and start using that ourselves.
Complete Streets doesn't have to be expensive, and it has not been expensive here in Hoboken. We worked very hard to make sure that there's bike lanes, and again, that's just paint.
National bicycle design guidelines are readily available. In Hoboken, we've used national guidelines as a basis for us to create standard details specific to Hoboken, and any community can do that with a limited amount of effort.
There's some hurdles that we need to overcome here, and the basic hurdle really is safely getting cyclists out on the streets with all these motorists. So educating motorists, educating pedestrians, and more importantly, educating our group of cyclists. There's commuters, there's the delivery guys, there's the mom and dad and the kids on the weekends, and everyone's just going every which direction. So if we can create some semblance, I'm sure over time we'll be able to get everybody running in a smooth, well-oiled machine.
We're very fortunate to have strong support at the state level with the state adopting a complete streets policy. We've been working very closely with the county as we expand and develop a bicycle lane methodology locally, because we are both municipal and county roadways, and we want to make sure that the classification on each roadway is seamless to the user.
Initially, we went to the neighborhoods, folks that lived on Haven Avenue, looking for their support, and they've now become our biggest supporters. They've now become our poster children for what streets can be when they're complete.
We made the pitch in the beginning for traffic calming purposes because we knew there was already data from other cities that bicycle lanes narrow the travel way for motor vehicles, and by doing that it reduces speeds of motor vehicles, and so it's a natural traffic calming device.
We've gotten positive feedback from really across the board. Local residents, second homeowners, business owners, and tourists. This is a very popular thing.
Come join us. Bring your helmet. Be part of a movement.
The success of Haven Avenue has led our city engineer and government to implement complete streets on any road that is being redeveloped.
Department of Transportation has completely changed the way we do business in the state of New Jersey. Complete streets is a philosophy, it's a way of life. Our goal is to make New Jersey a sustainable, livable, walkable, rideable community.